You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters.
Welcome, fellow stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hey, Jude, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Sarah.
2023. I can't believe it.
Amazing.
We're starting. This is episode 69. We're landing right on the first week of the year for Sunday, January 1st through Saturday, January 7th. I did not take a look at the notes. I have no idea what's coming up, so I'm very excited to hear what you have to say about this first week.
Well, it could be contentious.
Okay.
I mean, I'll just say that to get us started because Venus is conjunct Pluto.
Okay.
And has been, you might have been feeling this before it actually arrives on January 1st.
Okay.
So there may be interactions with others that could be rather intense because Pluto is all about honesty and Pluto's all about truth. Venus wants to be heartfelt.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of maybe processing going on from conversations that might have happened earlier in the week that were building up to this conjunction. But it also plays into a full moon, which happens later in the week at 16 degrees, actually 17 degrees Cancer at 6:07 on the 6th, Friday the 6th. So this kind of opens us up this whole week. This first week of the year is somewhat potentially, it has the potential to be turbulent because we have this lead up to this full moon and we have our very personal values and loves coming into a reckoning of sorts, with Pluto.
Okay.
As we open the week as well, the moon is in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So this again brings a feeling nature to a sense of spontaneity, openness, unexpected possibilities around the things that Venus is in charge of. So our values, our loves, this could be something great and exciting, but it could also be something that's unexpected and just is like a curveball. It's the X factor. So this again happens on Sunday the 1st. Okay. The moon then enters Gemini, and on Monday the 2nd, Venus leaves Capricorn and enters Aquarius. And this gives a little bit of levity to the week. So we start to, maybe kind of sort out what happens around the first. There might be a kind of a spillover a little bit on the way down or on the other side of this separating aspect between Venus and Pluto. So Venus is now in Aquarius, can kind of compartmentalize feelings a little bit, not be as maybe as tender-hearted or as vulnerable feeling when she was in Capricorn conjunct Pluto. There's a sense as we move along into the week that there might be an objectivity that you can gain from whatever deep interactions you might have had. On the 3rd, the moon conjuncts Mars. Right. So again, this kind of volatility. Mars is in Gemini. Yeah. Really, kind of working his way backwards through Gemini, kind of going over, information that might have been just skimmed the surface before, but now there's a little bit more of a deep dive. And the moon brings an emphasis to whatever it is that Mars is discovering or recovering from information or just digesting facts, figures, news, something to do with communication. Realizing things might have been misinterpreted the first time around, and now they're being reevaluated and coming to a realization around that is closer to the truth. Perhaps with the moon, there's more of a resonance with truth. So this again creates this sense of kind of vulnerability or just a sense of
dis-ease?
Yes, that's a great word. Okay. Thank you. That's really, really good.
Dis-ease. Okay.
Dis-ease. Yeah. I mean, something isn't congealing, or if it is congealing, then you're still like, could that really have happened? Could that really be true? There's more processing that's needed because Mars is retrograde, and it's been, this is going on the 4th month 4th month that it's been retrograde, and there's 3 more months to go, January, February, March. So there's still a lot of processing that Mars is doing. And every time the moon hits it, every month that it comes around and makes that conjunction, there's a little bit more acknowledgement of what was denied or what wasn't seen before. So there's something that just keeps coming as the moon conjuncts every month, when it conjuncts Mars in Gemini. As we move ahead, Wednesday, new Venus. The Venus is newly in Aquarius, makes a sextile to Jupiter, which is really great. So there's a sense of following your bliss. So maybe there were conversations that started earlier in the week on Sunday when the Venus, when the Venus was conjunct Pluto, right? Venus conjunct Pluto. Now Venus is making a sextile to Jupiter. So maybe there's a sense of making up, or from these heartfelt conversations, something new can arise. Something new can be discovered about where you want to go, what you want to do, who you want to do it with, what you want to follow. So there's the elements involved are air to fire. So Venus is in the air sign of Aquarius, again, having a bit of detachment, but Jupiter in Aries is really bringing that fire, that kind of the igniting. Take this, look at it. Sextiles are really great for starting to initiate, getting things going, especially with Jupiter in Aries. So there's a sense of you're getting a yes from the universe. Nice. The moon enters Gemini on Thursday. The sun is in Capricorn. It makes a trine to Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. And this aspect feeds into this moon. So again, it's kind of this volatility. The sun in Capricorn trines Uranus in Taurus. Typically, this would be a stabilizing factor because it's an earth to earth trine. But it's actually almost like too much earth. It's really great for getting things done, but there's also this sense of new opportunities, not really sure how to sort them out, where they go, what impact they will have. And then the full moon at 17 degrees Cancer on the evening of Friday the 6th. Okay. And at the same time, the moon makes an opposition to Mercury in Capricorn. Okay. So this Mercury sun conjunction, moon opposite sign in Cancer, opposite Mercury, opposite the sun, is really, again, asking us to do some thinking before we speak. There's the potential for misunderstandings. There's a little bit of push-pull with our ideologies, what is meant, what is not meant, what is misunderstood, what is true, what feels right. There's a big aspect to this lunation of feeling. Cancer is totally operating on instinct here. It's in its home sign. The moon is in its home sign of Cancer. So there's a bit of this navigating the world on instinct. Okay. So Mercury in Capricorn being very practical and, somewhat logic-based, left brain. The moon opposing Mercury, opposing the sun in Cancer, being fully illuminated, is giving a sense that there's this push-pull of feeling and intellect. Okay. As we move into Saturday, the moon trines Neptune again. It's kind of creating this kind of fuzziness. The sun will make a conjunction to Mercury. And I didn't mention Mercury's now retrograde. So there's this sense of still trying to sort things out with this volatility at the beginning of the week, Venus with Pluto and the moon being in its home sign. Okay. So deep feelings, potentially turbulent, but I trust you all to figure it out. And just be easy with yourself. Yes. This is a tender moon opposing Mercury. So you may, things may be said that you want to respond to, but you do not have to respond. There you go. Yep. Yeah. Patience, quiet. Did we want to read a Sabian symbol or anything this week? I did pull some cards. A bunch of swords came out. Ooh, that sounds perfect, actually. Our good old friend, the Four of Swords, which we've talked about numerous times about kind of going within. We'll just leave it there. But then the other two swords that came out were the Ten of Swords. That's the figure on the ground with the swords pretty much riding all the way down their back, but the fingers are in blessing. That's a lot of swords. I know.
But isn't that about like discernment and thinking through? It's the thinking symbol cutting through.
Yeah, swords are air. So
Right.
I'm wondering if Venus is involved with those swords.
Yeah.
And also that full moon with Mercury opposing the moon, conjunct the sun. And I'm just looking here for the Sabian symbol. So 17 Cancer is the unfoldment of multi-level potentialities issuing from an original germ. So in this case, germ
a seed. An idea.
The keynote is the life urge to actualize one's birth potential.
Wow.
So what we see here is simply the process of germination, which is perfect for the new year, right?
Yes, right.
The first week of the new year.
And Venus sextile Jupiter.
Yes.
Okay.
As it unfolds from the sundered seed, the plant pierces the crust of the soil and reaches up toward the light. This is a dynamic process turned outward, in contrast to the more static or introspective process of integration through understanding.
This is, of course, Dane Runyard's astrological mandala.
Yes.
Okay.
This is another interpretation of the Sabian symbol. The germ grows into knowledge and life. So the kernel, the germ, grows into knowledge and life, and it's the fulfillment of an original intention. So this could also be some kind of fulfillment at the time of this full moon. If I bring in some of the asteroids, there's a grand cross from Libra to Aries with the full moon in Cancer. We have the Sun and Mercury at 16, 17 degrees Capricorn, making a square up to Eris at 23 degrees Aries, and also on the other side, a square to Chiron in Aries. And then there's a square from Chiron back to the Sun and Mercury. So there's some healing process involved with this lunation. I would say at a soul level, because these are all cardinal signs. This is, really this is the germ, the cardinal, the initiatory, the truth, the inner truth. So there's really deep emotions. There's a sense of wanting to move on. There's a sense of knowing what the past is.
Yep.
Also across from Aries, there's a square from Maki over to this Sun, and then a square from Maki over to the Moon. So it's a wide square, but Maki is this dwarf planet, newly discovered, that seeks the higher vision, the eagle, like the galactic vision, the really big outer,
beyond the horizon.
Yes, beyond Pluto. It's beyond Eris.
Sounds like some of the aspects earlier in the week of Venus and Pluto, that whatever is coming up that's questioning or revealing, there's an aspect of healing around what's coming up. And like a blessing of releasing of it to be able to move forward. Is that fair?
Yeah, you could say that, especially with the card, the 10 of Swords, that there's the potential to be hurt or to be disappointed or to be also with the mudra of that victim in the blessing kind of position. There's a sense that you understand the destiny of it, that whatever it is you're processing, that this was, in a way, you're on the other side of it. This is the culmination. This was always meant to be this way.
For the best and highest of all involved. Right. Okay. Well, thanks, Jude. I think it's a great way to start the new year, releasing and letting go.
Yes.
Close out by encouraging people that if they have questions or comments, they can reach us at connect@sisterstargazers.com. And don't forget to tune into our Monday night live call-in astrology show on our local community radio station, WMPG.org, if you want to talk to us live on the air. Last thoughts for the first week of the year?
Yeah, I guess don't take anything personally.
Okay.
Yeah, even though it may be intended for you to be, to be felt in that way. Just having Venus in Aquarius, take that step back and maybe just compartmentalize or detach a little bit so that you can, you have some space to let whatever it is go by you. You can just step out of the way.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Jude. Thanks for a great reading of the week.
You're welcome.
See you next time.
Take care, everyone. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.